Hey, what's up everyone? It's been like 4 ever since I did a video. I'm probably not going to be doing videos consistently. I'm not here to, tell you that lie again, that I'm going to start making more videos and something like that. I'm just going to make a video whenever I feel like it, and this video is just a rambling video. I'm just going to be rambling off about Standard. If I keep looking to the side, my room's a little bit messy right now, and that's kind of, if I have OCD or something like that, it's really getting me right now. But I just want to talk really quickly about Standard because it's kind of weird, and I just wanted to raise a few points. If you get anything from this video, I hope that it's like a few things to note. So obviously I haven't talked about Standard since I made the Domri Naya deck tech. I haven't even done a deck tech on the blue-white deck that I'm playing. I don't know if I will or not. I don't know if there's any interest for that. Obviously, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but if you run across this video, I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, I'm playing blue-white right now. The things that we've learned in this new Standard, in case you've been living under a rock, is 1, Elspeth Sun's Champion is bananas. It's absolutely crazy, so good. 2, old school control strategies, which I thought were dead, and I was pretty happy about for a while, are back, and not better than ever, but they're back. When you can play Elixir, Rev Ramp, or Rev Control, it's pretty cool. 3, Devotion, a mechanic I thought was shit and that never would be any good, is making decks, but luckily we are seeing, especially in the SCG circuit, real decline in those shitty decks, particularly Mono Blue. I don't give a crap if Mono Black's in or not, because, I think Desecration Demon's a pretty good card and such, but yeah, Mono Blue, the Mono Red Devotion, the Red-White Devotion decks, yeah, all those, pretty happy that they're on the downslide. I just wanted to talk about like a few of the decks, like what they're like, and some weird things I'm seeing. So let's just start with Blue-White, since that's obviously my favorite deck. I'm playing this right now. I'm playing an Elixir build. Something I thought I would never do was cut Aetherling completely from the main. I haven't gone like so far away that I think Aetherling's like an awful card and you shouldn't play it at all, but I do think it's not a main deck card anymore. Like, yeah, it wins the game, but I don't want to have a win condition that's just dead in hand. Like, absolutely dead. And Aetherling completely fits that role. I had games where I was playing blue-white, I played Esper for a little bit, where I played any matchup, and if I had anything early in the game, I was never happy to have it. If I had it in the late game, I usually already had the game locked up and I had no need for it. And if I had it in the mid game, it only came in handy when it was like a turn against my control opponent where they were like, tap a bunch and do this, and I was like, oh, Aetherling, I'll start trying to win the game this way. Aetherling was a card I was so excited for in this format. I thought it would be the finisher of control decks. I thought it would even make the hardlock control decks, the Planeswalker control decks faster, and it's just not even worthwhile anymore. Against every deck but control, you do not want Aetherling in, the Mono Black Devotion deck included. It's just not good enough. I don't know, maybe like against some of the mid-range strategies, but really not even then. Elspeth is just a strictly better finisher, and you can run Elixir of Immortality to aid in that. And if you're going to run a third color, there's obviously other ways to go about it. Speaking about a third color, since we're mostly talking about control right now, the Kiora Splash, I'm not a big fan of. Kiora's kind of weak. I don't know if I'm going to get flamed for that, but it's a good card. It prevents damage, gets 9/9s. It never actually draws a card and plays an extra land, but we like to imagine that it explores. Most of the time when you play Kiora, you're like, plus, and you threaten going for this ultimate, when in reality doing almost anything else would have been better, like being more reactive. It's for like a more proactive control deck, which seems to be a negative in this format. Especially since you're cutting Aetherlings, why are you cutting Aetherlings to go a different proactive strategy? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Kiora splash decks. if you want to go like all out Bant, that's fine, I guess. But I don't think Kiora is good enough to warrant a whole splash of lands. I'll talk really quickly about a deck that's really on the rise recently, Green Red Monsters. I really think that this deck is kind of... I've actually found it kind of interesting that it only has like Polukranos and Stormbreath as its big threats, and everything else is just a little bit weak, you know? Like, Scavengers is good if there's other creatures. You have 8 mana dorks, you have a bunch of planeswalkers, and Gore Clans that you're always using for Blood Rush, and then Curse of Kruphix, which I don't actually like in that deck. I feel like Boon Satyr is just better. Like, Cursor teams well with Domri, and of course it gets the lands off the top of your deck, but it also goes against your completely... Like, especially the way that they're building Green Monsters now with Gore Clans and Stormbreath, it goes against that completely aggressive strategy. It's just like, okay, we're going to be really aggressive with these big, powerful spells, and also we're going to try and get card advantage. I'm not a big fan of it, but I have seen it work very well, especially with Chris Van Meter. So I'm kind of... I didn't really have a script coming into this video. I just kind of randomly started rambling about Standard. So I'm running out of things to say just off the top of my head. I guess I can say that I'm a bit surprised that Mono Black has had such a decline. I'm talking about the SCG circuit, obviously. I don't know what the results are on like Grand Prix and such, but I mean, since the new format, since Born of the Gods came out, Born of the Gods didn't add anything that was backbreaking, but Mono Black for just no reason has had, like, I don't think it's finished first. I think it's finished like second, maybe not second. It's finished top 8 like once or twice, but for no reason, it's just been this decline in Mono Black. And another point I wanted to bring up was I've been watching a lot of Mono Black versus Blue Base Control matchups, and one of the saddest things I see, one of the stupidest things I see actually, is Packrat staying in against the control decks. Now, Packrat was a surprise card that nobody noticed, and if you did, and you're like, I was on Packrat before it was good, it wasn't good before. And it's not really even that good now. I don't see many matchups where it's like awesome. It's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely good against the creature decks, especially Green Red Monsters. You can overwhelm a lot of those creature decks, and like Mono Blue Devotion when that was more prevalent. But against the control-based decks, they have Wraths. They're not going to board out all the Wraths against you. They're going to keep in all their Detention Spheres against you. And, I mean, I don't see where Packrat becomes a good strategy. In the matchup, you're trying to make your opponent discard all their cards and then gain advantage with Underworld Connections and kind of play a card advantage race with them while you have creatures to pressure them. And Packrat kind of goes against that whole strategy by discarding cards from your hand, losing that value, and then making cards in their deck that are usually going to be 1-for-1s, like Verdict on a Desecration Demon or on a Grey Merchant to just like get rid of some of the devotion. Sometimes I've had to do that. You're just discarding cards, and I don't know, maybe if someone else understands it, good for them. I hope that you understand it and you can explain to me why Packrat's good in the control matchup. I've never seen it as good. Main deck, it's awful. Or like, you know, main deck is just like game 1 bad. But game 2 and 3, it seems like a little bit better, like marginally, but I'm seeing like people that's like, well, of course you're going to keep it 4. You just got to go on that Packrat plan. I'm like, whenever I'm playing against a Mono Black player and like they go on the Packrat plan, I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, invest a lot into this Packrat. And then I'm going to like go Detention Sphere. You're going to try and think you're getting me with the Devour Flesh yourself. And I'm just like, you know, either another Detention Sphere or Dissolve or Syncopate. It's not that hard to figure out what you're trying to do. Your goal is to discard all these cards of this Packrat and then blow me away with some weird, you know, techie play that doesn't really do anything. And it's kind of against a lot of what you're trying to do post-board, I feel like. I don't know. I'm not much of a Mono Black player. For a long time, I was playing a bunch of blue decks that I believe I've shown, Bant Flash, Blue Arid Flash, and they were not great decks. But, you know, my brother was playing the blue-white, the Planeswalkers, but with the release of Born of the Gods, I got to get the Planeswalkers. I got them for this set. I'm still kind of playing around trying to figure out where the right way to go with it. Right now I have the 6 black Skrylands. I have the Elixir type of build right now. I think I have 2 Elspeths because I have the Elixir build, but I'm starting to think maybe if I don't want to go Elixir, I would probably just cut the Elixir and play 3 Elspeths, and that would be my way to win main board. You don't even need another way to win the game. Like, you can ultimate Jace maybe, but in reality, like, you don't need Aetherling anymore, and it's a little bit sad. I kind of bring it back to that subject. So I don't really know where the way to go with control right now is. I don't think it's Kiora. I don't think that Esper, I played Esper. I don't think that's the way to go. I'm trying to find sort of the best place for maybe an Elspeth-esque build, and who knows, it may be like a more divination-heavy, blue-white control, strict control-based deck. I'm not entirely sure. I played the Saito build for a while. That build was really cool, and, you know, of course I'm playing something similar to that now, but I almost feel like if you're going to play no Aetherling, which I think is the right way to go, you have to play Elixir. I don't feel safe playing just 3 Elspeth. It's kind of weird because I've been telling you this whole video, I'm like, you only need 3 Elspeth to win, or like 2 or 3, you know, Elspeth can win all your games, but at the same time, whenever I go through my mind the idea of just having Planeswalkers, like just 3 Elspeths is my win condition, it always kind of worries me. I don't know why. But yeah, that's kind of like just a rambling on Standard. I don't really know why. I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about Standard. I don't know when I'll be making videos again. I don't know when I'll be writing a post on the WordPress again. I just have fun with this sometimes. You know, get to come on, get to ramble to a camera, and feel like I'm talking to people. And I know some people do watch my videos, and I'm very grateful for that. I can't imagine you're going to stay long for a 12-minute rambling video, but if you made it to the end, then bravo to you. A little golf clap. Hopefully I should be able to make more interesting content whenever I do make content. That may be with the blue-white control deck. That may be whenever I figure out what the best blue-white control deck is. And when I do, I promise it won't be a copy-paste list. Because there's one thing that I hate with deck techs. It's when someone's like, hey, look, I'm doing a deck tech on a deck that you could go online and look up and see all the cards to anyway. And pretend that I know something because I'm just a random player in Baltimore. And you can learn from me. I will obviously add something different to the deck, you know, go through kind of thoughts on why I'm not playing certain cards or I'm playing certain cards. But yeah, that's just it. That's the end of this video. I don't really have anything else to say except for thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it at all. And, you know, have fun playing Control. But please don't play Mono Blue. Please, I'm begging you. You're wasting your time.